Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the final week of first semester of D1 year of dental school. I honestly didn't think I was going to make it this far. There's still a little bit farther to go. We got 7 tests this week, plus a couple quizzes and a project sprinkled in there. It's going to be a fun one. Today is not too bad. All I have is my Intro to Dental Disease and Diagnosis final at 8 a.m. 73 questions, 30% of the grade, so it's kind of a lot, but I was studying all yesterday for it for way too long. Honestly, had a headache by the end of the day, but I think I'll do fine. I only need a 45 to pass the class. Hopefully I do a bit better than that. But yeah, I will let you know, and then the rest of the day is going to be spent studying for foundations and also microbiology, which I have tomorrow, so that'll be fun. See you after the test. All right, got my first final of finals week done, technically my second total final since I had my oral bio final a week ago. It went fine. It was hard, to be expected with that professor, but I was confident on about 60% of the questions, and I needed a 45, so I think I did what I needed to do to pass the class. So yeah, that's pretty good. Today, the rest of the day is just going to be studying for the nutrition exam in Foundations of Oral Health and for the final microbiology exam. It's interesting that those two are both on the same day because those are the only two non-cumulative finals I have. Micro is a little bit scary because I haven't even really put in any work to learn the material for this final test. I've been focusing on other things, and micro is probably my best grade right now. I could get a negative 10% on the final and still pass, so it hasn't really been at the forefront of my stress. But I should probably look at that so I don't actually drop a 0 on that. And then the nutrition exam I'm not worried about. I can do pretty bad on that too, and it's nutrition. I mean, I think we get it by now. But yeah, I'll have to look all that over anyway. And then maybe I'll look over a little neuro in preparation for the 2 tests we have in that on Wednesday. That is scary. That one I have to also do fairly well on, but yeah. First test down, feeling good. See you tomorrow. Good morning and welcome to Tuesday of finals week.
Day 70.
Day 70. Today is just micro, which I have in less than an hour, and foundations, which is the nutrition assessment. It's not too bad. 2 of my 3 lowest stakes finals today. Still, I spent all day yesterday studying for them, because if I hadn't, I'd be going in blind. And honestly, you ask yourself, with the absolute headache I gave myself studying for it, why did I do it, especially when I have more important finals tomorrow and Thursday? And honestly, I don't have a good answer for that. I guess it just kind of hurts going from an A to a C or bombing a final, even though it couldn't matter less since I just need to pass. Old habits die hard, I guess. I'm trying to get over that, but at the same time, it's like it still doesn't feel good about the final, so. Anyway, here's a little payoff for you. I got a 78 on the dental disease final, which is pretty solid. I will definitely take that. It's passing the final and also obviously the class, so that's solid. Yeah, micro is not going to go as well. I just didn't put in the time necessary, which I put in some time, like I just said, but not all of the time. So, well, yeah, I don't know. I can't even say what I'm shooting for because it's embarrassing. It's not what I'm shooting for, but what I'd be pleased with. You know, I'm shooting for 100, so I'll let you know how that goes. Yeah, we'll have it. Got a 73 on my micro final. That is unbelievable, considering I studied for a total of about an hour and a half. A good hour and a half. I reviewed what I needed to. I should not have done that well. I think honestly she made it easier than she could have. A lot of straightforward stuff that kind of heard of. But no, that's huge. I passed the final and probably did pretty well in the class. I haven't calculated what I got my final grade. You'll see that at the end of this video. I'm gonna do a really fun semester recap. That'll be great. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about that. That's awesome. I can't believe it. Yeah, all that's left for today is the foundations test on nutrition, which should not be too bad, I don't think. I'll do a little more studying for that before that. And then the rest of the day is tackling the beast that is neurocranial anatomy. 2 more tests in that class, and then I can wipe that off my list of things stressing me out. But yeah, huge win. See you after the foundations test. Well, I just got back from my nutrition exam and foundations of oral health, and it was harder than it needed to be. It's not really that it was hard, but it was very specific, and there were too many of those questions with 2 statements, and the answers are both are true, both are false, one is true, one is false, or the other is true and the other is false. And I would know one of them and the other one I wasn't sure about, so I probably lost some points on those. But I counted and I was sure on just about 45% of them, so I should pass either way. We'll see how much I passed by. Unfortunately, I didn't get that grade back right away, but I'll let you know when I do. The rest of the day's gonna be neuro. Wish me luck. Good morning, all. It is Wednesday of finals week. Today's neuro. We got lab first and then lecture. About to go take the lab in about half an hour. I'm really tired. I was up late studying for it, and because of that, I didn't really get to study for the lecture part, so I'm going to do that in the 3 hours between the tests, which, you know, ideally I'd be napping in that time. I don't know, you all have the luxury of just watching the clips and days passing by every 2 minutes. I'm actually having to live them, and they're not very fun. I can't believe it's only Wednesday. It feels like I've lived 2 weeks already since Saturday. Yeah, this is one of the really slow-moving weeks. Usually the weeks go pretty fast, I'd say, but not this one. But yeah, wish me luck on lab. It's probably gonna be pretty hard. It's like 300 terms on the quiz that I was studying. I got through 200 in like 3 or 4 hours. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully it goes well enough that I don't have to stress between to cram for lecture. I know what I'm gonna study at least. I don't know, we'll see. I'll let you know. Still haven't heard about foundations, which is kind of annoying, but whatever. Well, it's a beautiful day for some neuro tests. I just got out of the lab exam. I was like the 3rd to last one in there out of all 100 of us. It was kind of hard. Probably could have gone better. I don't know what I got yet, but you know. Oh boy, looks like I gotta study pretty hard the next 3 hours. Huge news, the lab just dropped. It's been like 20 minutes since the last video. 88, excuse me, sorry. Let's go. I'm just happy because I did not think I did that well. That's actually huge because it takes off a little bit of the pressure for the next one. I'm just so tired. I really don't want to keep studying for the next 3.5 hours, but I have to. And it appears I'm going to. Oh yeah, all this fun stuff from back in November. Once I get through this next test, all I have left is to pass dental anatomy, and then histology and perio, it's like, whatever happens, happens. I have reached my breaking point in terms of, I don't know, caring. But yeah, we're having a great time. It's hump day. And couldn't have taken longer to get here, but the one thing we gotta remember is it means we're getting to the good side of things. So I just can't wait to sleep. Folks, we're 45 minutes out from the written final for neuro. I got nothing left. I'm ready to just take it so I can be done. I'm probably gonna go to sleep as soon as I get back from that. And honestly, I'm just gonna sleep until my body wakes me up, even if that's not till 2 or 3 in the morning. And then I'm gonna study for dental anatomy whenever I wake up. It sounds kind of fun. But yeah, I'm just really, I'm so tired. I haven't slept a week. I think this test will go fine. Enough. Hello everyone, I just got back from neurocranial anatomy final, lecture final. My brain is absolutely fried. I've never felt so stupid in my life. My cognitive processing is actually just so slow. I spent 45 minutes drawing out diagrams and pathways that I thought were going to be important for this test, and they were, but not as important as I would have liked them to be. But anyway, I drew out 16 different things. I drew out the lateral cortical spinal tract, the rubrospinal tract, the medial lemniscus pathway, the spinothalamic tract, the dorsal spinocerebellar tract, the basal ganglia direct and indirect pathways, the spinocerebellar pathway for error correction, the cerebrocerebellar pathway for motor planning, the Pepys circuit, the circle of Willis, the maxillary and mandibular dental innervations, the save vase cranial nerve mnemonic with all of the nuclei that go with each one, and 2 different eye innervation diagrams. All of that took me 45 minutes before I even started the test. Hilariously, people were already finished by the time I had written all that out. Like 1 person, or maybe 2. And that's just disgusting. I mean, even if you are done that fast, don't get up. It's just rude. I'm kidding, but still, seriously. It's disgusting. It's 5:30 p.m. I'm about to go to sleep for the night. I don't care when I wake up. If it's 2 a.m., 3 a.m., I'll just get up naturally and then study for dental anatomy until 8 a.m. when that class starts. I am very thankful to be through with neuro. I mean, that is what everybody called the worst class of first semester D1. And I got through it. I mean, I must have passed, right? I don't know. I'll let you know tomorrow. Hopefully they get the grades up. Same with foundations. So annoying that that's not in. But yeah, good night everybody. See you tomorrow. Good morning everyone. It is Thursday, 45 minutes before dental anatomy, where I have a double quiz on units 10 and 11 of concise dental anatomy. And my project's due. Second molar I have to wax, which is not very far along. It'll be fine. I did end up waking up in the middle of the night, and I did study, but then I went back to sleep. And I'm just very tired, but I think I'm gonna make it. Histology later today, I don't know what that's gonna look like, but we'll play it as it comes. Yeah, I'll let you know how dental anatomy goes. Last day of one of my least favorite classes, so that'll be good. Although we have it again next semester, of course. And apparently it's gonna be more intense, but whatever. I'm not thinking about that, just trying to get to break. Well, that dental anatomy couldn't have really gone better. I mean, maybe I could have gotten out faster. I was there pretty much all 3 hours, but I got a 9 on the first quiz and a 10 on the second quiz. I mean, it's crazy how well you can do when you actually just put the time in to study for those. But it's hard to, you know, it's Wednesday nights usually. Okay, it doesn't matter. I did great on those. I ended up getting a 40 out of 40 on the molar ID from last week. Oh, that does not feel like a week ago. Oh man, feels like a year ago. But yeah, I got my second molar checked off. I was waxing that for about an hour and a half. Got some good work done. Honestly, I'm just in a very weird state of mind right now. Just so ready to be done. I mean, I was ready to be done on Sunday, for being honest. But only 2 tests left. So I've got histology at 2 p.m. So I've got a couple hours to study for that, to start studying for that. That's a cumulative final. Luckily, I would need less than a 7% to fail that class, and I don't know. I feel like I've paid pretty good attention in that class where I could do fine on a cumulative final. There is a little bit of new material on there which I should review, which I will review. You know, I'll do that right now, but moral of the story is we've gotten through the really bad stuff. So as long as the neuro grade comes in okay and the foundations nutrition exam comes in okay, I am sitting quite pretty right now. I'll let you know how histo goes. Peace out. We're struggling out here, folks. I should be studying histology. Yes, I should be studying histology, but I don't have it in me today. No, I don't have it in me to stay awake. Oh, I should be studying histology. Oh, oh. studying histology, but I don't have it in me today. No, I don't have it in me. Can I please get a break? Oh, I should be studying histology. Oh, I should be studying histology. I guess I'll take the C. That's a little foreshadowing, because I'm definitely gonna fail this final and get a C in the class, which is sad and all I deserve, but I'm just too tired, man. Thanks for listening. All right, unbelievable news. I'm in the bathroom before the histology final. My mind is distracted and diffuse, but I did just get a notification that our neuro final lecture grade just got put in. 84, that's unreal. I'll do the math later to see what I got in the class, but that is really good. Absolute hilarity just ensued at that histo exam. I got through that in about half an hour. There were 72 questions, and I just answered them all first go through. I maybe skipped one or two, and didn't check any of my answers, just gut feeling. I'm so done with tests and everything. And honestly, I did pretty respectably for the amount of effort I put in. I got a 68, which in any other class would be failing. I just checked. Histology, failing grade cutoff, 67. I don't know how these things happen. It's like a game, honestly. But yeah, still haven't failed the final that I know of. We'll see how foundations went. And also everybody's talking about the neuro lecture, definitely got curved. I did not necessarily earn that 84, but yeah, things are good right now. All that's left is perio, and that's our only pass-fail class, so I literally only have to get a 40%. We're really just about there. Feels good. See you tomorrow. Hey everybody, I am done with my first round of dental school finals. It's official. I just took the perio written test 6. It was not hard. I only needed a 40. My pass-fail class. I'm assuming I did better than that, but I didn't really check my answers because I'm just done. We'll see how that went. Nutrition finally got posted last night, and I got like a B, so that's solid. They definitely curved that hard. Somehow the average turned out to be a 90, which is a B+, and nobody earned that. That's just whatever. But yeah, I'm looking forward to debriefing this semester with you, but right now I'm going to take a nap and just start to enjoy my winter break. Peace out. Hello everybody. We made it through D1 fall semester. It's crazy. It's been a couple of days. I took a little time off just to do nothing, which was fantastic. Now I'm back home, and I want to debrief the semester. I want to go through how all the classes ended up, what I thought of them as a whole, and yeah, I just thought that'd be fun. So let's start with microbiology. I ended with a B+, which is great. I'm happy about that, and honestly, that was one of my favorite lecture classes of the semester. So I went and gave that an 8 out of 10 for a few reasons. One, I love the fact that it was asynchronous. That's huge, especially because it let me sleep in an hour 3 days a week, which is a luxury I am not going to have next semester. That is going to really suck. The Thursday in-person part of that class, though, was not that much fun. I didn't love the group quizzes, even though my group always did well on those. It was just kind of annoying having to show up after lunch for that, which is another thing I'm going to have to do more often next semester. But yeah, we're not thinking about that yet. And yeah, I just feel like the content was not that bad. It's pretty manageable. I've taken microbiology before, and I really like the teacher. So yeah, solid 8 out of 10 there. Next up was oral biology. This class I got a B+ in, and I want to give this one a 6 out of 10 because it wasn't hard. It was once a week. I liked our coordinator. The guest lecturers were fine, you know. The content was fine. But what I didn't love about it was the way they split up the points, how it's a 20% midterm and 80% final. That's kind of hard. But yeah, we made it through. B+, 6 out of 10. Take it. All right, now the next one, Introduction to Dental Disease and Diagnosis. This is a classic. I got a B in this class, but I want to rate it a 4 out of 10. One big thing was we had a bad coordinator. It wasn't that big of an issue, and honestly, my friends would be mad at me for saying this, but I didn't hate him as much as everybody else. I didn't like him, but I didn't hate him. Other people really hated him. But it only became a problem that time where he gave us all zeros on that quiz, which, to be fair, he did let us retake. But it was honestly more annoying than anything because then we just had a lot to do that next week. And there were just some stressful projects in that class. Like the very first project we did, making those casts, that caused me a lot of stress because we didn't even know what to expect. I didn't realize they were barely going to look at them and they didn't have to be literally perfect. But at the time, I thought they did, and it was stressful. And those weekly quizzes were just so much harder than they ever needed to be, so that wasn't great. Okay, moving on to Foundations of Oral Health. I got a B+ in this class, and I give it a 7 out of 10. I liked it a little better than Oral Bio, mostly because of the content. This was a 2-day per week class, and one of them was 2 hours. This could often be one that was hard to sit through, but I always felt like the information was interesting. It wasn't too in-depth like Oral Bio about cell types and what else, like embryology. I felt like Foundations was a little more, relevant to dentistry in practice, if that makes sense. But honestly, I didn't love those assignments that we had to do, and other than that, though, I didn't mind Foundations, so that was solid. Okay, Biomedical Systems 1, Foundations in Neurocranial Anatomy. This is neuro. This is the one that everybody says is the hardest course in D1 Fall. I got a B+, which I'm super happy about, and I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. It was an extremely difficult class, no question about that, but it was very, very interesting, and it was just kind of something I'd never really put the time into learning until now because I had to, and it's pretty cool. I don't know how much it's gonna, things about it will help me in practice, but I don't know how much as a whole it's gonna help, but still, it's cool. I love the teachers, and one thing I didn't like was the fact that our grade was purely comprised of 4 lecture tests if you include the final, and 2 lab tests, and that was it. That's a little stressful, but whatever. We made it through. B+, huge. All right, next, Human Microanatomy, also known as Histology. I got a B- in this class, which is a little disappointing. I could have done better on that final. We all remember that. But I'm just glad to be done. I don't mind. Histology was not one of my favorite classes. I'm giving it a 6 out of 10. Honestly, almost leaning towards 5 out of 10. Because those lectures were just so painful. They were from 11 to 12:15. Twice a week, and then that lab on Wednesdays was never fun, but we did get out of it pretty fast usually. I just didn't like looking at the histological sections. I can never tell what kind of tissue it is. They all look the same to me. Just stressful. But I did really like our teacher. She made class fun. But there were those days where you'd come in and you'd be like, I don't want a fun class. I want to sit here and glaze over and, but whatever. Okay, Dental Anatomy and Occlusion. Dental Anatomy and Occlusion 1, because we have it again next semester. Same with Oral Bio. I got a C+. He is going to curve it, so it might turn into a B-. Hard to say how much he's going to curve it by. I'm giving this one a 5 out of 10. This was my hardest class this semester. Not in terms of content, I just struggled with it. As you all know, waxing was not my thing. Those quizzes were unnecessarily difficult, just like in dental disease, and they were every single week. There was a ton of reading to do outside of the class for those quizzes, which was exhausting. That textbook, man, it really, really tests you. Just so dense. Not concise at all. Just false advertising on the title of that book. But if it weren't such a chill atmosphere during class where you're just kind of sitting there waxing, you have your headphones in, he's playing jazz over the speakers, it's just a good time, this would be much lower. But I also want to say I got my single lowest grade of the entire semester in all of dental school so far in this class, 21 out of 40. It was on a test, of course. It was on that premolar ID. But that also brings up another point, which is I have not done lower than a 50% so far, so that's solid. Okay, Intro to Clinical Practice 1, Perio module. These are my lovely Perio Fridays. We always had a great time, except for MBCEs. Those were very stressful. I passed. This was my pass-fail class. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10 because it really made like my Thursday nights not too stressful. It kind of felt like you didn't really have school on Friday, unless you had a test. Because like you just show up, you go for half the day, and you kind of, it's up to you how much practice you're going to put in, and like obviously put in enough so that you're going to pass the next mannequin-based competency exam, but that's about it. I thought it was cool. The MBCEs were stressful, like I said. The lecture quizzes were super easy, and more than anything, just kind of annoying that you had to study for them, but we learned a lot of good stuff. I'm excited because that class is, it's going to be like a decent amount of what we do in clinic, so that's cool. Okay, rotations, which are basically just those things I did like when I would group assist or when I went to peds or radiology, that kind of thing. I think you just get an A if you show up to all of them. I mean, we're not really getting graded in there, and I showed up to all of them, so give myself an A in that one. I gave that an 8 out of 10 because it was just cool, Well, not much to say, Assisting was cool. Radiology was really cool. Got my first real one-on-one patient experience in that. So that was a really cool one because right now we feel like we're just in school. We're just getting lectured at all the time. So rotations really made it feel like, oh, no, you're in dental school, It was cool. And then finally rounds, which I also got an A in because I showed up and did what I had to do. I hated rounds. I didn't think it was very fun. I'm giving it a 2 out of 10. It was just so long that day. And it was not fun to prepare for, and it's only going to get worse. I mean, the older students do so much more in there, but at least they understand what they're talking about in the context of the cases. Like, at least it'll be more interesting because I'll know what's going on. I kind of just sat there like, I don't know what's going on. I'm tired. It's been a long day. I have to be here for 3 hours and just listen to all these case reports, basically. I don't know. Not really my class, but we'll see if that changes. Probably won't next semester, but one day. See then. And then the semester as a whole, I want to give a 7 out of 10. It was definitely hard, but it was fun. There were obviously low moments, but I wouldn't say it was like a constant barrage of depression, which, I mean, I feel like in high school really sucked where like I just hated it. And I wouldn't say the same for this. I enjoyed showing up. I enjoyed being there. I enjoyed what I was learning. So 7 out of 10, that's solid. And what's super encouraging about that is that D1 Fall, from what all the other students I've talked to, is the one that they always say it's either that or D2 Fall is the worst semester. And I think most people think it's D2 Fall, which I'm very, very scared for. But at least one of the worst semesters, I can say I give a 7 out of 10 to. So that's solid. And if you made it this far, thank you so much for keeping up with the Dental Hippie. I've had a great time this semester. I can't wait for season 2. We're going to change some things up. It's going to be a lot of fun. But until then, peace. Take care of your teeth.